Hi, my name is Traci Roberts-Camps, and I'm an assistant professor of Latin American literature, Latin American women film directors, and Spanish language classes. I generally teach classes of lower division language classes, first year Spanish, intermediate Spanish, and then I teach introduction to Hispanic literature and Latin American literature courses, 20th century literature, and then Latin American women film directors.
What experience do you have in your field?
I have been teaching here at University of the Pacific since fall of 2005. I feel that students are my intellectual equals, and in the classroom I generally learn as much from them as they do from me. I really feel like the classroom is the place for discussion, for conversation, for learning from one another, and we all have our own expertise on certain subjects, and we all generally learn from each other. In terms of language classes, I really try to create a comfortable environment where students feel free to make mistakes, where they feel free to experiment in Spanish so that they can practice the target language. And I feel that I try to gear the class toward individual needs. Going back to literature classes, for example, when the students have individual projects that they're working on, I try to gear those projects personally toward their interests. For example, if it's an art student, I may suggest an artist such as Frida Kahlo, or and that's the same for Spanish language classes. Or I may discuss with the student whether they prefer novels, drama, poetry, and then we'll discuss what types of authors they like reading, and then go from there.
What is a typical day in your upper and lower division courses, and how are these classes unique?
Okay. In a lower division course, for example, right now I'm teaching Spanish 11B, which is second semester Spanish, and typically when I come in, I say buenos dias. It's 8 in the morning, it's very early, so I am a morning person. I have a lot of energy in the morning, and all of the students, or not all of them, but most of them aren't quite as energetic. So I come in, I say buenos dias, ¿cómo están todos? How is everyone doing? Good morning. And then I let them know what we're going to be doing for the day, and I'll give them a general list of what we'll be doing for the day. I walk around, I check the homework. We review the homework. Sometimes I have them write answers up on the board. Other times we discuss the answers orally. And then I will generally go into the grammar point for the day. So I'll use the board, I'll discuss the grammar point, I will point out if there are similarities or differences with English. And then we will do activities in the book that practice that point. Some of the activities are individual activities, others are actually pair exercises where students are practicing orally in Spanish in class. And then other activities may be actually all-encompassing with the entire class involved.
Do you have any closing remarks to prospective students?
One thing that I personally love about Pacific is the fact that I really get to know my students, and I think that students in a sense feel the same way. They feel that it's reciprocal. They get to know me. I have students who wander into my office during office hours for no specific reason at all, but just to chat. I have Spanish majors that come in just to talk in Spanish, just for no reason at all. And I really like that about Pacific. I like the fact that we can get to know each other a little bit more. There's more space in the classroom for being creative because there are fewer students. We get to interact, especially in Spanish in a language course. It's so important. So we get to interact more so than we would if it were a larger class.